It's confusing. Hello, my joy.
Hi, Katie.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm good. So nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. I'm hearing you say you didn't eat a lot of cake, ma'am. You had plenty of cake on the weekend. Okay.
I actually didn't, hey. I didn't eat the cake. I had, after the kids cut it, like I had, a bite or two, and then that was the end. I'm not really a cake person,
But you eat cake on your birthday, like as a rule.
but yes, but I didn't have a lot. Ooh,
Okay.
sorry. And now today I'm less for cake.
Go get some. Still your
No,
birthday. According to you, it's your birthday for the whole month,
it
for the whole
is.
year.
It is for my
Actually, I don't
birthday.
know.
It is for my birthday, but the lazy means I'm not getting up to go and get cake. Let's be real. And I'm not paying 35 Rand for checkers to deliver me a 35 Rand cake.
Yeah, I don't even think they would at
So,
this time anyway. We're a bit late in the game.
oh, yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah, but I mean, there's Mr. Delivery and all these other strange things. So you
Sounds to
never
me like
know.
someone has put a lot of thought into this cake thing, and I
I'm
feel
just,
like you're still
yeah,
gonna
like
get some.
I'm in the mood for cake. No, I won't get any. I know myself. I won't.
Where's the
I
kids?
won't get any. She's in Durban.
Oh, she already left.
Yeah,
This girl stays in J. World
yeah.
Traveler 101.
Work, dog. Work.
True. I forget. I forget that the kids is an actual like
That
adult.
she has actual
She's
work
an
to do.
actual doctor. She actually does important work. I forget.
That's so funny.
Oh,
Because
she's gonna
that's
kill me.
also me. That's really also me sometimes. Eh?
Like,
Oh,
yeah, when
okay,
she's
my
like, "Oh, I have
boy.
to go work."
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, hi, I'm Tebogo. I don't know what else to say about myself. What should I
And
say?
where are you now?
Now I'm in Pretoria. I'm at home. Um,
Okay, yeah, that's the introduction. See,
yeah,
there,
okay, cool.
obviously I know your name, but people that it's not to say that everybody knows your name. That's why it's like, oh, okay, well, you say your name then, and we take it from there.
Yes, so
Okay,
I'm Tebogo, but you call me Joyce, so let's roll with
yes,
that.
I do. I do. Only I am allowed to call you Joy. No,
The
you know
Canadian
another.
people might disagree with you because they called me Joy for 2 years, so
Really? No, they must call you Tebogo.
they can't say my name.
Yeah, they must learn. Everybody was like,
Almost.
oh, I can't say Digetso, I can't say Katako, but they learned.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them were here, so I hope you guys heard. Apparently, I mean, it's late in the game. They did it for 3 years. I let them get away with it. I mean, it's over now. But yeah,
Okay. Well, you're my joy. You're my joy. This is the point. Okay. So thank you for talking to me today. It's actually really simple. I have 5 questions to ask you. However long it
okay,
takes is however long we're going to be on here for.
all right.
You know all the answers. I sent you the questions, so I'm not like
Yeah, man, I was not ready. You're like an interview about yourself, and then I saw your questions. I'm like, no, no, this is not like where were you
yeah,
born?
it is about yourself. It's all like what your experiences. So it's all good.
True, true.
Okay, so question number one. When you met God, or as the first, when you can remember really starting to engage with God, what attribute of himself did he reveal him, or did he introduce himself to you as?
I think, and I always struggle with this word, but I believe it's like omnibenevolence. So basically, just like perfectly good. That's like my first
Okay.
memory, just like of him
Wow.
being a good God. In fact, yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's
Oh,
my
wow.
first engagement or my first understanding.
Of God.
Yes.
That's so hectic. How old were you?
Like 8, maybe?
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, dog. That's such a nice attribute. Like,
I had to think about it a little bit, but like that's all that could come to mind. I'm like, yeah, I know
Yeah.
omnipotent and I know all these other stuff. I think for me, but I think it also has a big thing to do with like how I was raised and how like God was
Okay.
modeled to me through the people around
Yeah.
me, even before I could
Yeah.
understand. So yeah,
So you were just like, yeah, God he's a good thing.
yeah.
That's cool. Oh, I love that. Okay, can you share with us a recent testimony?
So I actually found it difficult to pinpoint one because you said like my biggest testimony. And I was like, girl, my whole
Well, it
life
doesn't have to
is just
be
like a
biggest. It's like as long as it's recent, right? It can't be like
recent.
from when you were 10.
But that's the thing. I feel like it started from when I was born up until now. Because, like, you know my history.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
so, okay, let me just give context to others. But, like, I was born with a heart condition that was not, so, I was not
Mm.
supposed to grow. I was not supposed to reach milestones. I am tall.
You
I
were not
am
supposed to play
big. I'm
basketball.
not supposed to play basketball. I'm not supposed to, like, so many things. And I did. Like, it's like every kind of stage was like a milestone, a testimony of sorts. So,
Yeah.
like, I feel like my whole life is just like a million little things. But I think the
Yeah.
most recent would be surviving COVID. I mean, with my condition, my heart condition, with the pulmonary
Mm.
problems, having, COVID pneumonia, and not landing up in the ICU and,
Yeah.
coming out and being here. I think that would be like the most recent
Yeah.
testimony, I think. Yeah.
Mm. And we really do celebrate that. Like, we really, really. Your testimony, right? Okay. And can you share question number 3? Can you share with us a recent conviction that you've been having?
Ooh, and this was a hard one. This was I'm still swallowing it. But
The lesson or the thought of the conviction?
like just that conviction of like, because we
Okay.
tend to say like God's timing is not our timing,
Yeah.
but that's all well and good when you don't need it to be your timing. So I've had a lot of things that I thought like, God, you got me. It's happening now. And it's all turned on its head in a matter of like 2 days. And to still sit and be like, so then I was like, you know,
Wow.
I questioned it a little bit. And he was just like, but God's timing is not your timing. And, so that's a conviction that I've been sitting with to be like, it's not just a saying when everything is great for
Yeah.
you. It's,
Yeah.
it's, it matters the most when you need his timing to be your timing. And he's like, nope,
And he's
relax,
like,
hold
yeah,
on. And you still
yeah,
have to trust that he's a good God, and you still have to trust that it's okay. And I think with that also came the conviction of like, he's not scared of my emotions,
yeah,
because I think like it's okay for me to be disappointed. It's okay for me to be maybe angry, and it's okay for me to feel whatever I'm feeling. He's not scared of that. Like, it's not going to change him. It's not going to shake
yes,
him.
yes,
He's
yeah,
still going to do what he's
definitely.
got to do. So I
Yeah,
think that's something that like hit me in everything. And I think also in like grief and stuff lately, it's been like I haven't
yeah,
wanted to face things because I'm like, I'm not allowed to be mad at God, or I'm not allowed to. And it's like, who said? Like, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of your emotions. So that's
yeah,
also been like something that has a conviction that's been kind of hitting me.
yeah. So I think there's just the whole notion around God's timing isn't my timing. When you actually allow yourself to lean into that,
Mm-hmm.
the point of that phrase or whatever that we say is actually that's what gives us hope, right?
Right.
Like that is actually where we find our hope. Because if his timing was limited to our timing, if I'm trusting for R1,000,000 by the end of day tomorrow, if I don't get that R1,000,000, then it means I'm screwed over. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
over and over, I will forever be screwed. But
Mm-hmm.
knowing that his timing and my timing are not necessarily always the same,
Mm.
I think that I need to have it by close of business tomorrow. But when he says no, you know, then it's like, oh, okay. So the fact that I haven't gotten it by close of business tomorrow doesn't mean it's the end. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not cool. There is still hope for me. There is still something for me to believe in. There's still, like you say, I can still trust that he's good. I still trust that he's there, that he's present, that he's provider, that he's whatever I need him to be in that moment. So really the measure of that point for me is just, when his timing is not my timing, what that gives me is hope, which is really cool.
Yeah. I've actually, I think, and I think thinking about it that way, sometimes we don't. Sometimes it's just like, and then it does feel like a disappointment and not necessarily hope, but like hearing how you're saying it now, that's actually a very unique way of looking at it. And I think the correct biblical way of looking at it, but obviously in human flesh, you're like, really?
No,
Like,
it doesn't take away the frustration of the moment, right? It doesn't. Oh my word, my man! I nearly thought somebody was breaking in here. I was about to lay down. What's going on here?
Who's that? Is that mom?
To my joy. Yes.
Hi, Ma.
I'm saying it doesn't take away from the disappointment or the frustration of the moment. You know what I mean? It means that I can see past the frustration. I can look past that disappointment of that moment because, like you said, like he's not scared of our emotions. You know what I mean? We can feel angry with him. We can be sad with him. We can be, like he doesn't look at us and think, oh, you're mourning death. Get over it quickly so that we can move on. Like, he's like, God, death wasn't part of my original creation. So I'm mad too. Like, I'm frustrated too. You know what I mean? But timing-wise, he's like, okay, in the whole Alpha and Omega vibe. And he's like, don't worry, like, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, I know because he knows I'll be okay. It's easier for me to think, oh, okay, I'll be okay.
That's so true.
Okay, question number 4. Can you share with us your favorite Bible verse of yours? If it's just for the current season or just like forever.
I think like my forever one is and also for the season, I guess, is the Jeremiah 29:11. So I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, give you hope in the future. And I think that has always been my go-to. It's always been my lifeline in a way. Because I'm such a planner and I'm a hard worker, and when I have this thing of like, it needs to happen. Like if I've worked hard and if I've planned it, like what do you mean? And a lot of the times when I face frustrations or bumps in the road, then it tends to be kind of like, what's happening? And so I think knowing the person I am, my mom had always like, I think this was the first verse I really like knew and memorized and like understood. Because it's one she would speak over me constantly, like, God's got you and, his plans for you and, all of that. So that's a verse that I really held on to, and someone with my character needs to hold on to, because I always have to remember my plans are so weak compared to his plans. Like they are so silly. Some things that I even think need to happen, and he's just like, but why? And then after a while I'm like, yeah, but why? So I think that is always my reminder. That's my grounding verse, that what, even when nothing makes sense, his plans are to prosper me, his plans are to give me hope. So yeah, and like a good future, like he cares about my future. So yeah, that for me is I think my forever verse.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, those I know I say it often, but honestly, like what I love about the first 3 questions is so many times by the time I get to this, favorite Bible verse, it aligns so nicely with like, the rest of the story, like, the rest of the story, like what you're saying. I mean, even just having to say, okay, well, I can trust in his timing, that's because the plans he has.
Right.
And also, I don't think people realize just how much of a planner you are. So because I know that it's delivered, I'm just like, oh my gosh, that verse is perfect for you.
Yo, oh goodness. I'm like, wait, like I need to plan my trip to the store. Like that's how crazy it is. Like I need to plan the route I'm going to take and where I'm going to park and like it's insane. So having to relinquish that and mostly by force is
Mostly.
it's so hard. And then I have to pull myself back to myself and be like, he's got plans and they're
Yes.
awesome and
Yeah.
you're okay. But it's a
Mhm.
lot. It's a lot for me because, whoo, child, listen, I
Yeah.
need my
I
stuff
mean,
in order.
I know I said this to you like a few years ago, but I really do. I always say it, like, I think part of what happens when God puts us together, it's almost like we're taught that, oh, okay, we have to learn to deal with these things and get them under control. But God
Mm-hmm.
made you like that for a reason. You know what I mean? Like there's a
Yeah.
part of the body of Christ that needs people that are like that. So when you're sitting and you're thinking, oh, okay, I need to plan, I need to plan, I need to plan. God's like, oh my gosh, I did the same thing at creation. Like I knew that my own
Mm.
goal was to make a man, but I didn't just want him to be floating. So like I made the earth, I made the fish, I made animals, I made trees. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is enough. He can survive here. Okay, now let's make man.
Mm. Mm.
So I think it's important that we also don't, we mustn't always just talk about it in such a way. Obviously, it's funny for us because we know that, hey, sometimes he gets the fan. But it is really important to know that, like, like God made you like that. There's an aspect
Yeah.
of you that you are showing the world that that I could never. I plan and stuff, but I mean, I'm not as
Girl, you're
of my joy. No. Or let's say
Katie,
we are
you have a
planning
rough
something.
sketch. You have suggestibles, okay? You're just like, this will be
Yeah.
great if this happens. And I'm like, it's gonna happen. What time? What minute? Where like it's ridiculous. But with what you're saying now as well, I think the one thing like my mom used to always say, she's like, but God is a God of order, and I see
Yeah.
that in you. So yeah, but she used to say it when I was angry, so, like
Yeah.
about things not working out. So I didn't really take it seriously at that moment because I'm like, you're really just trying to be a nice person, and I love you for it. But yeah, hearing what you're saying now, I think it is easy to kind of lose an understanding of like there's a purpose, and it's not just like
Yeah.
my purpose, but like my purpose is also intertwined with the greater purpose that I might not even see
Yeah.
or know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think holding that in mind sometimes because it's so easy to just be like me, 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 but you forget how like
Yeah.
you are in relation to others and what maybe your purpose to others may be that you might not be serving you per se.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah. Okay. Question number 5. If you could meet a random person in the Bible, it cannot be a well-known character, or
Hmm.
preferably not a well-known character. If you could just
Hmm.
meet a random person, who would you meet?
I want to meet the guy who was like looking after the pigs that like jumped off the hill. I mean, wouldn't you? Like, I want to know his story. I want to know his version of events. Like, can you imagine? You're there minding your business, taking care of your pigs, and then next
Exactly.
thing, these things are just like what? I
That's a lot of money, hey? That is a lot of, like, you are going to get in trouble for that.
exactly, because my thing is like, okay, so when you go back, what are you saying?
What
Oh
do
no, the
you
pigs jumped off
say?
a hill. Like, who's gonna believe you? Like, what are you like? What is your story? Like, how did you come back from that? Like, thank God for the miracle of like taking the demon out of the man, but like, couldn't it go in a tree or something? Like, it had to go in the poor
That's
pigs,
so
and they
funny.
just like, yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I mean, I think it's also, this guy is probably not aware that, like, it's the demons that entered the pig. You
Right.
know what I
That's what
mean?
I'm
Because
thinking.
he's
Like
like,
he's minding his business. He's like there and like he has no idea what Jesus is doing here. And the next thing you just see your
oh
pigs phew, off a hill. Like,
my
like you can't even clean foot and mouth and
God.
be like, the flies got into, if it was cows, you can be like, oh,
Yeah.
they lost their
Oh my
brains,
God.
foot and mouth, if that was even a thing at the time.
Oh
Like now
my
you literally have
God.
to go back and be like, all the pigs are gone. They're in the sea.
Let's
They
see.
jumped off the mountain, and I don't know why. Like, mm, yeah. So I want his version of events. I really want his
Okay.
version of events.
Okay. Well done. That is an epic choose. That is an epic selection. Okay, my joy. That's the 5 questions. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to get
Uh,
you called here, dog.
oh goodness.
Oh my word. Okay, my joy. Thank you so much.
You're
It's been awesome
welcome.
talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I love you, my man.
I
I
love
love
you
you.
too.
Bye.
Bye.